Boys, let's talk about the market in Madden 24 because there are 4 important topics I want to cover. Now, say family, and welcome back to another Madden 24 video. Hope you watching this one are having a wonderful start to your day. As you guys can see behind me, the background is absolutely vanilla, but it's because I moved out yesterday. We made it out of mama's house after 23 years. Now, the video that I posted yesterday was my final video ever in the OG setup. Absolutely crazy to say. Over 2,000 videos were recorded in that room right there. Just insanity. I just quickly want to say to anyone out there, if you have a dream you want to accomplish, I know this is a crazy thing to say at the start of a video, and a Madden 24 video at that, but if you have a dream you want to accomplish, go for it. Before I made any videos in that room, it was my dream to play video games as a job, and 2,000 videos later, after a little bit of consistency and a little bit of hard work, we made it happen. So boys, just thank you guys so very much for the love. I was honestly a little bit emotional when I was packing that up. A lot of memories were made there. I can't lie to you guys. You guys are truly one of the most important things in my life and a second family to me. So thank you guys so much for the love, and let's get started with the video. All right, the first thing I want to talk about within the market in Madden 24 is a question. I'm a little bit convinced that potentially the market floor we are at right now is going to stay the same for the rest of Madden 24. Now, as you know, the market minimum is a 0.5 CPT, and to me personally, it's feeling a little bit late for EA Sports to change that. Now, of course, as you guys can see, 98 overall players, or a lot of 98 overall cards, not every single 98, but a lot of 98 overall cards are selling at their minimum, selling for that 200,000 coin number. And to me personally, I don't think EA Sports is gonna reduce that, because realistically, do they want 98 selling for like 50k? Do they want 99 selling for like 200k? I don't necessarily think that's something EA Sports wants. I think realistically, they want prices to kind of remain somewhat decent for a lot of cards. If cards go down and their prices go to absolute nothing, well, that's not necessarily a good thing for the market. Now, I also just want to say that the market is kind of in a weird situation, because I feel like a lot of overalls were at this minimum, and then they've kind of rebounded over the past little bit. So my verdict and kind of what I want to say here at the start of the video is, number one, I don't think the market floors are going to be going down anytime too soon. Now, I could be totally wrong, and maybe tomorrow EA will reduce it, but for a couple of factors. Number one, the fact that I don't think EA is going to want prices to go down too low, and number two, the fact that the market is kind of stabilizing a little bit above this 0.5 CPT number for a lot of different overalls. I think for those two reasons, the market is probably going to stay as is. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means you kind of have the green light to go through here and pick up upgrades, especially if you're able to find a card that is endgame. Now, I will say, boys, if you're making an upgrade in Madden 24 and you're not buying an endgame player, I think you're probably making a mistake when it comes to upgrading your team. Those are really the only cards you want to buy. If you're going through and you're buying a card that's not a 99 overall, it's probably not worth it. Like Andrew Luck was my most recent upgrade. He's a 99 overall player. Tommy Harris I bought pretty recently. That's a 99 overall card. Amani Hooker, a 99 overall player, and so on and so forth. So to me, if you're buying a card and they're not a gold 99, or they don't get boosted to a 99 with chemistry, it's not necessarily what you want to do. Now, obviously, if you got a theme team, totally different scenario, but I would say for most people watching this video, if you don't have a theme team, you're realistically going to want to buy an endgame card, because you're not going to want to buy a card today and then say, for example, in a month have to replace that card. No, ideally at that point, you've already got that full 99 team. So that's tip number two. You really only want to be buying endgame players. And like we said, if the market's not going to go down, well, you kind of have free reign to go through here and buy these cards, because these cards aren't going to drop in value. Now, not to mention the fact that they're endgame and you shouldn't be selling them, but also just from a value perspective, if these cards aren't going to go down in price, it's almost like just a risk-free buy to buy them today. Obviously, you would lose out on EA tax if you went through and sold the card, but that's 10% of 200 to 300k, 20 or 30k. That's not really a huge loss of value. So to me personally, I'd only be buying endgame cards, and I think you have the green light to go through and make said purchases. Now, another kind of interesting trend that we're kind of seeing in the market is these 99 overall players. I feel like because everyone has that same idea, these 99s haven't minned out a whole ton. Now, if we take a look at Infinite Flux, for example, the minimum for a 99 overall player in Madden is, I believe, 365k. These 99s are selling for a lot more than that. Foye Luakon is 500k. The card is not really that amazing. Chubba Hubbard is 520 525 when the minimum for the card is only 365, I believe it is. So that to me is interesting. It's kind of telling me that the only people that are really making upgrades are people that are buying in-game cards, and as a result, there's a lot of demand for these 99s, but if you look at like 97s and 98s, a lot of those overalls have minned out. They're at that 0.5, and that makes sense, right? Because like I was saying, people have the same thought process as what I was just mentioning. I was saying you probably don't want to buy 97s. You probably don't need to buy 98s, and for those reasons, those cards are kind of reaching their minimum, whereas these other like 99 overall cards, these gold 99s that drop in Madden, they're not necessarily minning out as quickly, and we'll even notice that with these 99 overall Ultimate Legends. Now, of course, these 99 Ultimate Legends are really good players, but if we look at AP as an example, he's not even close to the minimum. I know this is a really good running back, but he's 630k. These gold 99s, they're expensive right now. Now, another thing that I would say you guys kind of want to look for is when it comes to gold 99s now in Madden 24, the name of the game a little bit is baked on ability. So Adrian Peterson, as you guys can see right here, gets a build on 0 AP ability. It's called First One Free, which is actually the same name as the X Factor. Kind of interesting right there, but it is an ability. And with these gold 99 overall players, you guys are going to notice that the ones EA are dropping right now, a lot of them have these baked on abilities. Now, it kind of depends what promo they're releasing in, but that's also a little bit of something you guys want to look for when it comes to making purchases. It's just another aspect you guys are going to want to look at. Some of these cards won't get it. The Ultimate Legends do. Andrew Luck has that baked on ability. The AKA Cruise cards, I believe, do as well. So kind of interesting to see which cards are going to get baked on abilities, because those are given for 0 AP and they're not even listed in one of the slots. Like, as you guys can see right here, if we use Andrew Luck as an example, who's a really, really good card in this game, he gets this baked on set feet lead ability, which you can't even click X on. You can't even open that up. So we get an ability that we want, it's baked on, and it doesn't cost us one of these final 2 slots right here. Interesting to note and something to look for. But now, those are the main things that I kind of want to yap about in the market today. Like I said, I don't necessarily see the market dropping all that much, with packs not being that crazy right now, as well as kind of later game Madden and the fact that more people are just really buying gold 99s. I'm not expecting that these top end cards are going to drop a ton, because it's not like you're really pulling them at a crazy rate. And number 2, there's still demand for them. There's still pretty high demand for them. When we compare like where we are right now in Madden to say a month or 2 months ago, you're not an end game stage necessarily a month or 2 months ago. So people are in the situation where they're like, yeah, you know what? I'll still buy that 97 overall player. I'll still buy that 96 for my team. That card is still good. But now that we're later in the year, it's like, do I want to buy that 96 for my team? Maybe not as badly, because there's less of a reason to buy that card knowing that I might have to upgrade that position really, really soon, or knowing that that card isn't going to last me to the end of Madden, especially when we're getting close to the end of the cycle right here. So yeah, like I said, market, not expecting to move a whole ton. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I don't necessarily think EA Sports is going to remove that price minimum anytime too soon either, which is kind of too bad, but it is what it is, boys. That's going to do it for me. One final pack right here before we go. Again, thank you guys so much for the love on the channel. Just moved out, like I said, and we're going to get some stuff going on the walls right here. I know the wall is really, really boring, but we'll get some cool photos and some cool pictures up on either side of me to get at least something exciting behind me. But that's going to do it for me. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, love y'all. I'm out. See you tomorrow, boys. Peace.